welcome to the new day for the 4 days of gains with myself and Marius. And today we've got a special guest, as we mentioned yesterday, Bruno from RMRK. We're going to get into that a little bit after our discussion regarding BitcoinTAF and MTT. So we're going to have an overview quickly regarding the market, Bitcoin, and then into a coin pick, the overview of how MTT functions in the bigger operation in BitcoinTAF. And then we're going to head over to Bruno. So very excited. I'm like a kid today, meeting a legend in the space and really building ecosystems that is going to shape the future of the world in the crypto economy, if you can call it that, in the NFT and the metaverse. So that is truly exciting. Yeah, so let's kick it off with Marius. If you can quickly give us an overview of your algorithmic data on Bitcoin, and then I'll take it from there. Thanks, Marius.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And thank you very much, Ines. And welcome to everybody on this call. My name is Marius Landman. I work with Ines here on medium-term trade reports, and thank you for inviting me as well there. Guys, what I like to do is to give you a long-term view, because it's like when you walk in the bush and you're out in the wild and you come across the bush manager and the guy says to you, the hut is that way. And you turn around, you go like, oh, there's the hut. I was walking in the wrong direction. Now suddenly you have a guideline. Now here in 2017, right there at the top, and the chart that we are looking at here is ZIL. And I'm here on the long-term macro view. Now, let's say right here 2017, for all those people that were members here at BitcoinTAF.com way back in 2017, we said to our members, get out of the market when Bitcoin hits 19,500, the exact top. And at that specific time, Wall Street told everybody at that time, if you were there, you would remember they went on radio, TV, national stations everywhere in the world. And they told people to buy. Wall Street said buy. Our analysts here at BitcoinTAF, we said exit the market at 19.5, the exact top. So we exit. Then the market came all the way down here to the COVID drop, and right to the bottom there, the market turned around and we went right to the top there. And many of you recall in our videos that we said here on between April, May, and June, we said this is going to be the top. Get out. The market will go down for 9 months. And then it's going to stay on the bottom here for X number of months. We do not know how long it's going to be. That was my clear words. But we said it's going to stay. And then I said, now recently, when this market turns around here, this market is going to rally. And guys, I'm going to give a lot of information away here because I appreciate the people that's on the call here. If you are hungry, you're out, you hustle, you work, you attend the calls, you need to deserve to know what we are looking at. We at Bitcoin Trainer Forecast, there's multiple coins that are going to spike here between 2,000 and 3,000%. Now, is that spike going to happen tomorrow? 3,000%? No. If a baby elephant gets born, he's 1 year old. Tomorrow you come there, he's not 50 years old. So it takes a bit of time for the market to turn around and rally up. But this cycle here is going to make you a heck of a lot of money. This specific coin is not going to do the 2,000 or 3,000%, but there are other coins that we have that is going to blow you away when you see the coins that we have. So having the right coins is the secret. Now, from a global view, when we hit that top there in an X number of time, we know more or less where that's going to be. The market is going to turn around. And it is possible that the market can have a very big drop. And today on a public call, I'm telling you now that it is possible that Bitcoin can go less than 6,000. It can go up to $1,000. And my lowest target point for Bitcoin is $235 for one Bitcoin. I doubt we're going to hit that because it will be snatched up long before. I doubt that it's going to hit that, but we're not going to rule that out. Then at that point, Bitcoin carries on, and I'm not going to give you the exactly what's going to happen there, but we already know what it's going to do because we developed an algorithm that can work out what the market is going to do. I used to work in the oil and gas industry. I use the same algorithm where I can predict a fatality, a near miss, and an incident to the T, not the exact date, but we can tell the oil and gas company that if you keep on doing the work the same way that you are working for the last 100 years, we can then predict you can have a fatality, for example, next 6 months, 12 months, 1 year, if you keep doing what you do, because we base it on historical data. If we go back here in historical data for ZIL, we can predict what this coin is going to do. And I tell you now, as sure as I'm sitting here, come the year 2030, we're going to have a 530,000% run in ZIL. Yeah, it's not going to make 2,000%, but later on, it does make that. I'm going to give you one more coin away, the coin that is my favorite pick, and then I'm going to hand over to you, Ines. If you want to make insane money here at MTT right now at the moment, and you're willing to hold for 2 or 3 months, you can literally make an insane amount of money. I don't think it's going to be that long, but my coin pick here today for members here of Medium Term Trade Report is none other than Theta. Guys, look how easy it is. This is like a gift on a table. Right down there at the bottom. It could wick down and maybe go a little bit lower. But imagine if you buy this now at $1 and you're just willing to be patient. This is where your patience are going to be tested. I'm saying to you that in the next 30 to 60 days, that Theta could run from $1 to $2. $2 is just there. And then you've made 100% gain. So you put in 5,000, for example, here on the bottom, you'll make 5,000 in the next 30 to 60 days. Guys, the easiest trade, we've just given it away to you. We've got thousands of members that has already laddered in here in this area. Now remember, whether you buy here at about $1.40 or at $1 here on the bottom, guys, it's going to break out here and go up to $1. You may have to have it at $1.10, $1.20, but you can make 100% gain. Thank you very much, Ines. Over to you.
Yeah, 100% right. I mean, Marius, and we're going to look at a few other options as well today. From $1 to $2, double up. It's been to, we know where it's been. So historically,
and it's easy math too. You know, one plus one is $2. It's not complicated.
Data speaks for itself. So welcome to everyone that's new on the call that wasn't here yesterday. We thank you for it. We're going to quickly go through everything regarding MTT, who we are, what we do in the market. So just a quick recap from yesterday. Medium-term trade reports, that's what we do. In the crypto space, we find the good crypto setups or coin setups that's going to outperform the market within a cycle of 7 to 45 days. We say it's all you need to grow your crypto portfolio. So part of the team here, it's me, myself, we've got Marius, he's also the lead analyst in long-term trade reports. And then recently we have Ryan that joined us and actually helped setting up this call today with Bruno. So thanks for that. And in the future, we will have many, many more of these kind of calls where we bring these leaders and these founders of the companies that we really want to take advantage of and invest in and learn more about to bring them to our actual community. So that is very exciting. Thanks for that, Ryan. And thanks for Bruno to be on the call. Then we say we're in the perfect sweet spot. We're not the kind of person that you have to sit in front of your computer all day with trading, and you don't need to probably wait for a year or two for trades to play out. So we take advantage of cycles within an up or a downtrend, and irrespective, we will have these trades play out within a 7 to 45 day cycle. It's suited for everyone that wants to make gains and don't have time to analyze the markets. So what we really focus on is in coins in the NFT, metaverse, gaming, also L1s, anything that's going to outperform the market. We've got daily communication on our Telegram channel as well. We've got interactive Zoom calls. We've actually got one today. So anyone that joins now after this call, we have a Zoom call in the next 3 hours as well, where we bring a complete market update to the members. And then we have weekly reports, and we do IDOs research to bring that to our communities. So this is what the report looks like. I'm going to go in there quickly. Our Telegram communication channel, and then a coin that in the last 14 days from June into just about in July, did 105% gains in 20 days. That was Origin Finance, so Origin Protocol. So that's the kind of coins and setups that the community can benefit from. So this is our report that you'll get on a weekly or 2 weekly basis, market overviews. We've got our own algorithm in here, some GAN analysis, everything pointing to the right direction of the market, where the market is going to go, so that we can also just benefit from that. Then we discussed the DXY yesterday. DXY is very important. It is a crucial resistance box. Even to 109, if it pushes through to that level, this is a crucial resistance area where I do think the DXY in a macro environment is going to top out. It's put some pressure on the global economy and stock markets as a whole, and we've seen the effect on it in the crypto space, with being in the cycle we've been since last year, November. So once this turnarounds and it can tops out, fizzle out, and we can turn around. And as I mentioned yesterday, we can also hover in a range, which is also fine. Doesn't need to just turn around completely and drop to the downside. It's very rare that it will do that right at this point in time. So it will form a pattern where we will see more downside, and then millions, I wrote in my report yesterday, millions to billions can flow back into this market where we can see a massive recovery. Can take a month or two. I've got specific time cycles, and the opportunity, what we're going to look at in the entire crypto space is massive, not only from a fundamental perspective, but from technicals as well, where we can see an absolute recovery in the market. So just quickly look at this. This is Bitcoin from yesterday. We say we're in this specific range. It's been ranging now for about 30 days from the lows of 17,600. And now we're at the bottom. So usually, technically, in the bottom of the range, you need to take a long. It's at that specific 19,100. As soon as that breaks with the close below, we can revisit, and we can revisit the 16.2. 16.2 is a crucial level in the Bitcoin space that I do think there's a number of different charts that can be an absolute low. We've got a week 5 in our algorithm saying that there's that possibility for that week to the downside. If that happens, it's going to be quick before we have a turnaround. So there's a few technical levels we've taken in account. Now, we discussed the Bitcoin down yesterday. If you want to hedge your portfolio in a downwards market to take advantage of it, it came to that crucial point. It hasn't broken through yet. So you can see if Bitcoin closes below 19,100 or 19,100, the Bitcoin down will also break out and move to the upside, giving you these possible gains, specific technical targets. If we're now at the bottom, where I say loads of traders will now go and long the bottom, and you can see we are at resistance at the moment. So there's a big possibility that we play in this range before something breaks to the upside. So just keep an eye on how that is going to play out. And then Serum, we had discussed that yesterday. It's still in the buy zone, beautifully building that base at the moment, and $1.03 will be the break to the upside. Then Joe, I'm going to look at Joe for a trade setup. It's building the beautiful base and support at the moment as well. Any close below the stop or the resistance or support line will be a null and void. Then we can re-look for better entries on Trader Joe. And then 28 cents will be the key break of this trade. You can also wait for this trade a little bit before you just jump into it. But the opportunity, as I'm always a little bit more of a risk taker, we can play in this range, get some small positions, but really add on to a position. That's what I'm doing, to 28 cents and move higher to a possibility of 71%. And you can see that's a really clear spike that we've had previously. It can move quickly. So I'll have a limit sell order there, get out, take my profits, and I'll look for the next specific setup. So yes, that's it for the day. Now I am going to get to the next part of the show, which I am very thankful for. And I know Bruno doesn't like to talk about price. They're all about fundamentals. They're building their project. It's all about the technology in the space. But from the community perspective, and I've had it on our webinar also before, and I'm not going to go into too much technicals, but Bruno, from an interesting point of view, you guys made a high at $68 and now it's trading at $3.20. The immense setup for a 2000% gain possibility just to reach the previous high, guys, it is really a non-brainer for me. There's a few time cycles, and we've actually hit on a Fibonacci time zone cycle, Bruno, through the first cycle that your coin has been trading at. It's starting the next cycle, and these are pivotal dates. So I can share this chart with you, and we're going to see how that's going to play out in the future. Very interesting. 15th of August and the 1st of August are very key dates for this setup in time, and coming to the September, to the end of September as well. So we're going to track this. This is something that I'm passionate about, and we're going to get into a little bit more about RMRK and how it is, the fundamentals. So just about Bruno, this guy's got a number of talents. He's from Croatia and is a computer specialist developer. Very impressive. A master's degree in computer science, and he also studied English and literature, obviously, to get into the business world. And he's had a number of roles in the past, from ICO smart contractor, blockchain developer, consultants. He had numerous leadership roles as well, and a co-founder of Blockada back in the day. And now currently he's the CEO of Bitfalls and also the founder of RMRK and advisor for Bazaar. Maybe you can expand a little bit on that as well. It's a decentralized over-the-counter marketplace. It's incredible. I don't know where you actually find the time in a day to fulfill all these roles. So that's incredible. So Bruno, just off the bat, first thing, who is your dog in this picture? We need to, if you have,
that's
if
Rita.
You have yours, hey, Rita.
Yeah, that's Rita.
Rita. Even though, Bruno, that the community, we all love technical fundamentals, and the coin's pricing actions, but we know without a proper technical structure, it has to be supported by solid fundamentals in a company with good technology. So can you tell us a little bit more about RMRK, as it's one of the most advanced NFT protocols in the space, in the existence, how you come up with the idea, and what is the project all about? Just as a simple for the people that don't know about it.
Yeah,
just
sure.
to get an overview.
If you're familiar with games, with strategy games, where you have like a technology where you can research it, and then you have like you research one part and then another one unlocks and then another one unlocks. So if you think of the NFT technology at large as one of those tech trees, Remark is the final stage of that development. So Remark is the final stage of NFT technology that will not go further. So we've developed standards that allow anybody, any NFT project, to build anything of any complexity, fully decentralized. And it is the only set of NFT standards that allows a decentralized metaverse to exist. So every other metaverse out there today is just a multiplayer game that replaced usernames and passwords with reading an NFT balance. Remark turns all of that upside down. And so here we have a set of standards that allows you to do literally anything with NFTs. And there are thousands of use cases, so it's very difficult to explain something that can do everything. But in general, it solves music, it solves partial royalties to sub-composers of songs. It solves filters you can equip onto movies to remix visuals. It solves fully decentralized backends and metaverses that don't need centralized servers that will inevitably go down because they become too expensive to maintain. Essentially, it is the final stage of the NFT evolution in many ways. And anything you want to build on NFTs, you should build on Remark.
That's really impressive. Yeah, so you say you've really got the one-stop shop solution within the space. That's the place where everyone needs to build, and we're going to get a little bit more in the tokenomics and all of that in a little bit, but yeah, that's really impressive. Now I've got here the Kusama blockchain, and when you've done your research and development beforehand, what did you see in the Kusama blockchain than any other blockchain to make you decide to build on them?
Clean slate. It was really important. Well, I was building Kusama at that time, so it was natural to build inside of it. But also the fact that there were no incumbents, there was no bureaucracy to hold us back. We were free to innovate as much as we wanted to innovate. We were free to build our own stuff and iterate really quickly, break things and retry. Without having to go through the bureaucratic process of standard approval and all of that sort of stuff. So it allowed us to really launch 5 full-fledged products in a year and come up with the best NFT infrastructure in the world. For comparison, the standard for adding royalties to NFTs was merged late last year into Ethereum after 3 years of discussion. And this is 2 optional values added to the NFTs, 2 optional little values that you can add to them. This was a 3-year discussion. And so when you take into account how much bureaucracy there was needed, how much discussing was needed to just make that little incremental upgrade, it was unimaginable to us how adding Remark into it would look. So we decided to build first and then, ask permission later.
That's always a good option to go, and I sometimes do that with Morris as well. You just do something first and then you ask permission. 100%. No, that gives 100%, like you say, the flexibility into building something on a product that you can just tweak and customize as you go to fit within your product scope. So on your website, you've got here eternally liquid, forward compatible, nested, conditional, and multi-resource NFTs. What is that in layman's terms for the community, so that they can understand what is the thinking about these sayings and how does that apply?
Yeah, so it's pretty hard to put it into something very, very simple, but essentially we have a system. We've developed 5 standalone standards, NFT 2.0 standards that we call NFT 2.0 Legos, that you can put together into complex systems. And these allow you to make an evolvable NFT. These allow you to make dynamic character progression NFTs, like for games. These allow you to have NFTs within other NFTs. And these allow you to continually add value to an NFT. So right now, like on a really simple example, in Ethereum or any other ecosystem right now, if you have a collection of 10,000 elephant NFTs and 4 of them have a red hat, the rarity of the red-hatted elephant is 4 in 10,000. And that's it. That's the end of the story. With Remark, not only can you take that red hat and put it onto any of the elephants, you can also launch a new collection of pandas or raccoons and make that hat compatible with them very, very easily in a single click. And this makes the rarity of the red hat no longer 4 in 10,000. It makes it 4 in 20,000 or 30,000 or however many other things it's compatible with. And so you have this concept of dynamic rarity applied to NFTs that are cross-collection compatible. So we've solved the global creator economy problem where everybody can contribute to everything. And this is also what makes decentralized metaverses possible.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. Thanks for that simple explanation. I'm sure everyone got it. So that's fantastic. And then you had your IDO last year with Canaria NFT collections. Can you explain how that was all conducted and how that played out in your favor?
There was no IDO. We just sold NFTs and then we fair dropped 100% of the token supply to the egg owners, egg holders. So we were selling these NFT eggs and everybody who had eggs got a proportional amount of the total supply of the token. So we gave out 100% of our token supply. This is what prevented massive dumps below the selling price. This is what also kind of removed the flipping VCs out of the picture. And this is what kept the community heavily invested for a long period of time. The goal was to have the fairest distribution possible and to just get the bare minimum of funds needed to build something impressive so that we could do our second raise, which we are now in the process of with this new SDK that we're doing a strategic raise with.
Okay, so there's more coming in that part as well, but I'm assuming it's not going to affect the tokenomics that you've got in place at the moment.
No.
That's amazing, because I see the tokenomics is only 10 million maximum supply, and that's why we're so positive from a technical perspective regarding the kind of liquidity that it needs to push up the price in the future. I'm sure this was clearly thought out with a plan why you wanted the low amount of coins in circulation. Well, can you explain a little bit, just in brief, what the tokenomics is about for the community and how that's actually benefiting your team?
Yeah, it's more like it's a token with governance and kind of NFT. So the main point of the token is that those who hold it are true shareholders of the company itself, and through that, the token has a lot of utility. It is the primary token for use in the Skybridge metaverse. It is the primary token that will be used for NFT minting, trading, and all the other stuff as we launch the that part of the phase. And it's also a heavily used governance token for token curated lists of official collections that will have that aforementioned dynamic rarity score. So this has a common registry on a smart contract. And so it's kind of like an official registry of collections that are cross-compatible with each other and that get this dynamic rarity indicator. So there's a lot of utility here that pertains specifically to these advanced functionalities, not possible elsewhere. And all of that is captured in the Remark token.
Yeah, that's a little bit different from just having a part of a token in another environment where you now, like you say, it's a shareholder. It's a little bit more free for the community to have a say, I would imagine, at the end of the day. So that's really amazing. Then what we can see is you've got your Q3, you've got your Q4, everything planned out. Is this the scope? But I'm sure you've got a longer term vision as well going into 2022, 2023. Is this the focus on it for the team at the moment to purely work on this? Do you have another team that's going to planning into the future of the technology within where you want to be in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
Yeah, so in 4 years, I hope to be away from all of this and climbing a mountain with my daughter on my back or something. But in terms of 2 years or so, we hope to have the CipherMod SDK ready. And the CipherMod SDK is a new product that we're building in partnership with Fala, which is why it's not documented here. It has its own website. That's the strategic raise we're doing right now. And that is actually an evolution of the Remark toolkit, but combined with this Fala network toolkit as well. This is our building partner, where we are actually creating an SDK that can build a fully decentralized metaverse for a fully decentralized game-like experience for any existing or new metaverse. And so it's like a point-and-click adventure of launching your own thing, of forking an existing game and launching your own thing. Because right now, the metaverse space is suffering because it's all fake. So there's nothing in it. It's all just multiplayer games. But B, the total amount of experiences that exists in any metaverse put together is like 4 hours. That's how much playtime you can get out of it. And it's all just platformers, just jumping around. There's no players in these systems because there's no builders, and there's no builders because there's no players. So it's a catch-22 when you need to hire a full game development team to build something good. And so this SDK is our next plan that allows anybody to launch something in a few clicks.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's the future that you guys are planning, and I really I know it's going to plan out because you've got the team, you've got the liquidity, you've got the fundamentals, you've got everything down to make this the play for the future. So what I saw here on your company's Twitter account, you said you are actually now going into Skybridge, which is your new innovation to go and buy land. So can you tell us a little bit more about Skybridge and how that is going to also see here on the website? Just have a look at this.
Yeah, so Skybridge is our proof of concept decentralized metaverse. It is the first and only decentralized metaverse that exists right now, that is going to exist when it launches, without any kind of server needed, without any kind of single point of failure that can go down and make your experience disappear. And the world itself is an NFT That world contains plots of land that are NFTs. Those plots of land contain buildings that are NFTs. Those buildings contain avatars that are NFTs. Those avatars contain backpacks that are NFTs, and those backpacks contain NFTs themselves. So it's all a nested NFT infrastructure. And at the top level is the NFT world itself, which is a DAO, which means that it's controlled by the community of avatars themselves. So the community has full power to alter everything in the lore, everything in the map, every single aspect, from a single texture of a blade of grass to destroying an entire skyland. They can do everything they want. Even vote in new avatars that can help them co-control this world and do other stuff. And so the Skybridge map is our first product in this Skybridge suite. It is the world's most advanced metaverse land sale map for now. We've really outdone, and not just ourselves, but everybody with this map. It's really stellar. And yeah, this land sale went better than expected because people seem to recognize the enormous potential of this technology. So we're very excited to see where it goes. The next phase is just evolving the Skybridge story part by part and building on these Remark Legos, NFT 2.0 Legos, to demonstrate the technology as best we can.
I'm going to have to get some land. Marius, we're going to have to get some land in Skybridge for BitcoinTAF. I think
absolutely. I love what I see. I love what I see. Thank you.
He must just let us know where he's actually buying his parts of land so we can get close to him, because he knows where the high density proper places are going to be. So that's truly amazing. So coming to the end of this, the metaverse space, there's so many companies getting into the metaverse. What we've seen, for example, Nike and then McDonald's, and these people want to share in the pie for metaverse. What do you see the future for the metaverse to play out? Is there any practical way that we can see how it can take shape? And when can it be adopted to the bigger market? Is it going to be in 3 years, 5 years, where people are actually going to, for a mass adoption, to accept and play around a little bit more? Don't know what the exact user amount currently is, but a global population, I think we're still far off before we get to that massive adoption.
Yeah, so the current picture is quite disappointing because of that lack of experiences. There's a total of 1,000 daily users across Decentraland and Sandbox combined, and these are the two most popular metaverses today. That's absolutely ridiculous. This is something that we hope to change with CypherMod, as it makes building these experiences incredibly easy for these existing metaverses, but also for new ones. So we hope to change this landscape significantly, single-handedly, in the next year. As far as the other metaverse projects right now coming out, I think we'll see a lot of death and a lot of just them fizzling out of existence, purely because every single metaverse today is just a multiplayer game running on a centralized server. And by definition, because they have, ancient NFT standards in use that are non-evolvable, static, just NFTs that are basically translated to spam in your wallet, what you end up with is a bunch of games that are vampire attacking each other. They're competing with each other for the same player base. And as those players leave, those game funds dry up. And so those servers become too expensive to maintain. And so they shut down because nobody wants to, hold an expensive server alive for 20 people. And so they will be shutting down. We'll see this cycle of death and rebirth for a while, until people realize that, you should actually grow the pie together. And that growing the pie together is only possible exclusively with Remark, because anything you launch on Remark automatically becomes compatible with everything that exists, that has existed in the past and will exist in the future. That's what eternally liquid means, or forward compatible, where if you have an asset that you launch, that is automatically compatible. That collection is automatically compatible with a previous metaverse or a future metaverse. So every game that joins this ecosystem through this SDK will actually add value quadratically to everything that already exists in there. And so this is hard to understand right now while nothing still exists. But just like the value proposition of Remark itself becomes clear when you sit down, think about it, and put it into practice, this will also become clear when it happens. But by then, a lot of people will be like, oh, why haven't I noticed this before? So stay tuned, you'll see a really big revolution.
That's amazing. Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm so excited for Remark, is the speciality where you guys focus on, and for the coin price from our community perspective, where the value is going to be for users, for adoption, for more players, for other people to build on this ecosystem, to bring that scalability and adoption for the masses. And that's what it's about. The fundamentals support technicals, and the two goes hand in hand. So thank you so much, Bruno.
Feel free to follow up on social or wherever you want. I'm always online, happy to answer any questions. Thank you all for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bruno.
Thank you so much, Bruno. We'll keep in touch and appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Keep well, eh? Bye.
We actually have a few questions in the chat. The one is, yesterday's coin in us, how long will it be before it reaches take profit 2?
Take profit 2. Let's just quickly go to the setup. It is specifically once we get above this $1.03, you will see it form a little bit of a base, and then we can go to 17. I can't exactly say how long. Technically, this is the exact pattern that's going to play out. It's in a falling decentral triangle, and the specific target on this technical structure is 164. So that I can't say exactly how that's going to play out. There's my time range that I've got, 45 days, our cycle period, and that's just exactly how I'm going to track it.
People want to make some quick money, Ines. Me too.
Exactly. But
you never know with these coins, you know, this one, yeah. You know, it looks like a really nice flat pattern there. Yeah, and this can break out tomorrow, it can break out this week. Yeah. But when it breaks, it will be a definitive vertical break.
It's going to be specific on this. You can see Bitcoin is already coming up a little bit higher. A lot of people, I can tell you and assure you, people are buying this range at the moment. And the other thing is we've got the CPI numbers coming out today. So that is really important. We need to keep an eye on that. And if it's anything lower than expected, be sure that we're going to get a very nice bump up in price rally, and that will play out throughout SRM as well. You can see it's actually coming up a little bit higher. So close, just getting above that first crucial resistance, 103, and then we'll have the play forward. Anything else, Michelle?
I think that actually ties into the second question that's here. A member's asking, is the outlook for the second half of the year more positive than the first half of 2020?
Let me say, I do expect us to have an upcycle at the moment. When we look at on Bitcoin at the moment, I do think we're going to have this upcycle even to a high point of $28,000. That is my estimate for the short term. There is on my 7-year cycle some other pivotal ranges where we're going to get in. But yeah, that's more that we have for the specific community of our members, because yeah, that's just some of the privy data that they pay for with our algorithms and GAN analysis and technicals and time cycles. But in the short term, I'm expecting an up move towards at least this 27,000 towards 28. However, if the CPI numbers today, it's a key date, break below 91 or 19.1, we're going to revisit, and that can be the final bottom. Then we'll form some sort of a structure where we will continue to move higher. There is lower targets that I've got in place, but it's unnecessary to go and say this is what's going to happen, because technically we need to see what the price movement is going to do. But on our algorithm, we see on our analysis, we see more upside than downside in the short term. And for the rest of the year, all I can say is for the upside, we are closer to the bottom than to the top. If we zoom out here, people were going ballistic, wanting to buy around these levels, 62,000, 50, and or as we dropped, people wanted to buy around these levels. But now when we 50% even lower, and we around the 20,000 ranges, people don't want a dollar cost average, because now it's all of a sudden going to go to $10,000 or to $5,000. I don't see that in the data at the moment. And these are times for us to rather take positions, get into the specific markets, get into the strong coins where we're going to have these life-changing money. Specifically also on Remark, you can see the price projection that I've got. It's not necessarily that anyone else needs to get into this coin. There's still time. I love the project. You can hear now from Bruno, the plans, what they've got into NFT and the metaverse space is really unheard of. And it's a possible 2000%. I've got higher targets for this. This just goes back to $68. So sometimes you need to look at the short term, medium term, where we focus on. And with a few other projects, we're going to look at the long term holds. That is going to be the 20, 50, even 100x coins. And that is going to come. And they also say the future projects which is going to do those gains hasn't even been born yet. It can be a company that starts this year, which is going to have the gains that we haven't even seen as a prior to a Theta or to the Graph or Sand, the Mana. Those coins are still going to come. This, as Bruno said rightfully, the metaverse space is still in the infancy, and there's going to be a lot of adoption, and there's some new technology that's going to be developed. We're going to find those specific coins and run them up higher so that we can benefit. But yeah, I think that comes to the end of this call. I think we've gone now close to 50 minutes. So just to end this off, this is next week. Let me just quickly see. Next week, Tuesday, the 19th is our next call. Don't forget about it. Bring more community members, friends, family, everyone that's going to benefit from the BitcoinTAF community, from MTT specifically as the product. What we do, we are trying to get another member from the space of a company to join us next week, Wednesday. So we'll keep you updated how that progress is going, and join us next week. And then the final advantage that you can take of is you can either go to our product page on BitcoinTAF. You can select one of our packages, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, or make use of the long-term trade and medium-term trade combo that we've got only for the month of July. If you're a current member, you can extend it because this won't be available for much longer. These are good deals and packages and savings. And I believe on the 12-month 12-month package, you get a saving of $160. You're not going to get this again after July. So make use of these combos, and we look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday. That's it for now. Thanks, everyone. Marius, is there anything you wanted to close off with?
No, not at all. I think you said it all. No, thank you very much. Great call, man. Great call. And I just wish everybody a great day, and let's go and make some money.
Great stuff. Thanks, everyone. Keep well.